Hello and greetings to you from Israel, where I'm living, to you, wherever you may be on this wonderful, beautiful planet floating somewhere in the solar system, the third rock from the sun. Kind of give some perspective, our little speck in the middle of this vastness. This is video number 12 in the self discovery series, and the title of this video is How to Self-Improve. How to Self-Improve. It follows on from the previous one, number 11, Developing Full Human Potential. And I would like to just concentrate a little bit more on that because I really am on this campaign, and I would like to inspire, motivate, excite as many people as possible to consider and actually start doing something that will help them develop more of their greater potential. The more people who are doing this, the more wonderful our society, human society, will be, and life on this planet will just improve enormously. Everything else has been tried, except developing consciousness and innate ability. Everything else has been tried, and it hasn't worked. So now is the time to do something that we've not done before. So what is it that we can do to help ourselves develop more of our potential? Well, I discovered 6 Buddhist habits on the internet, which I think are very good and will certainly help balance us much more. Point number 1, there's 6 points, and point number 1, go to bed on time, same time every night or as close to it as you possibly can. This creates a routine, and it sets the stage for you to sleep better. Unfortunately, I have been guilty of this. I just went to bed when I was very, very tired. I have an active mind and I am not disciplined. But according to Buddhism, go to bed, develop a pattern, and your body will actually get used to it. Just like when you feed the animals, your cat or your dog, and it doesn't matter, they don't have a clock, but at the same time, they will come to eat at that time. It's a routine, except for my cat Merlin. He comes every 2 hours. Number 2, wake up early. This is something that I never could do because I didn't believe that life existed before 11 a.m. and I had terrible trouble getting to work on time. Now I'm up anywhere between 12:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. It's very easy now for me to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's beautiful. It's quiet. It's lovely. Number 3, exercise regularly. I could do with that. I tend not to do that. But we have a body. It's like a machine. If you left your car standing without operating it, it would atrophy. Same thing applies to our muscles, our body. Everything needs to move. So this is advice for me. Moderation in eating. This is another bit of advice for me. I tend to overeat. I get too excited and too hungry. Eat at the regular times. Now, this is also very true. My wife and I seem to do this, and it does seem to help, actually. And I'm improving on what I eat. It's always good to leave a little space, be a little bit hungry, not to be completely full. It's difficult for your stomach to digest the food when it's completely full. So be moderate if you can. Number 5, keep clean and tidy. Yes. When you are clean, your body's clean, it helps maintain a clean, balanced brain and mind. And when your environment is tidy, it also helps you on the inside. And number 6, meditate daily. I've kind of lapsed a little bit. I used to meditate twice a day, and I haven't meditated for a few days. So this is a good reminder for me too. Now, I like to meditate for at least 20 minutes, and sometimes it's even half an hour. It depends how deep I go. But if you feel anxious or stressed and it's difficult to sit down and meditate, as this Buddhist guy said, even 5 minutes, just sit down. And I agree with that. Then I listened to Master Shi Heng Yi, who used to be a dancer, and then he became a Buddhist monk. And I really like him. You see him on the internet quite a lot. He talked about the 5 hindrances. These are the hindrances that prevent us from being balanced, from developing our full potential. And it's good to know what they are so we can avoid them. Number 1, sensual desire, lust. This is something for individual people to work on. You know when you're out of balance, and it's up to you to do something about it if you're suffering from that. I did when I was younger. I was terrible. I was chasing all the girls, anything with a skirt on, anything with a dress on, which wouldn't be any good now because even the boys wear dresses now. So, but in the 70s, that was not good. I am very grateful now that my sensual desire is very much under wraps, and it's helps me. You know, if you want to use the sexual energy or Kundalini energy to raise consciousness, I can understand that, but there are techniques how to use that. But just to use it for sensual pleasure, lust, satisfaction, this doesn't help anybody. Number 2, ill will or aversion. If you hate people, you don't like people, if you are the person who says the glass is half empty rather than the glass half full, you are looking at life through a lens of negativity. This is not going to help you. Aversion, not liking anything. Well, there are some things we don't like, and so we have a right. But when you have an aversion just because it's psychological, I don't like that person, I don't like the way they walk or whatever, this doesn't help you or help them. So have a look at that and see how you are able to make positive changes. Hindrance number 3, dullness and heaviness. It's very, very easy to become dull. You watch TV a lot, you're dull. You don't do anything, you have no piss and vinegar, as I say, excuse my language. A desire to fulfill one's destiny, an interest, a hobby. When you're heavy, negative, if you feel this, then it's time to do something about it. Number 4, restlessness. I am a bit guilty of that. Restlessness is not conducive to being peaceful. Number 5, skeptical and doubt. There are so many people who are skeptical, especially with all the various things that have been coming up, and people have presented their opposing views. And people have no time for opposing views. They have decided what they're going to believe in, and it's that or nothing. Well, life doesn't work like that. It's always good to arrive at your truth, having listened to everything and everybody, and then make a decision based on knowledge, not based on ignorance or emotion. Emotion is connected to the mind, and the mind is connected to all the learned belief systems, the learned patterns of behavior, the learned programming. So if your programming is negative and limiting, then your opinions and your feelings and your perception will be likewise. So you may want to look at that. I advocate the use, going to see a a hypnotherapist. I used to be a clinical hypnotherapist, and it's a wonderful system that helps people to change beliefs, patterns of behavior, and programming. Also, neuro-linguistic programming, which is NLP, also very good. Now, there's another one which is called Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, and also known as tapping. Now, there are two ways of doing this. You find a practitioner and you pay them, or you go on the internet and you really do some research and learn how to do it yourself, which is what I did. And it can be very, very effective, especially if you are able to work on yourself. If you are the sort of person that prefers to go to a practitioner, well, then you've got hypnosis or hypnotherapy. And if you are interested in finding out more because you're a little concerned, you don't know enough about it, go to my website, which is down below in the comments. The description of this video is my website. Go to the contact page and email me, send me a message. I'll be happy to give you as much information as you require, and I'm able, and that which I'm able to do when it comes to hypnotherapy is something that I know a lot about. And then there's NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and then there's also the EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping, as I said. If you're not sure about EFT, contact me and I will be able to help you. I haven't actually done it on other people. I've done it on myself, and it can be very helpful. And then lastly, I saw an interesting video with Adam Leipzig telling us how to find your life purpose. Now, he said there are 5 points. 1, who I am. Who are you? 2, what do I do? What do you do? 3, who I do it for. 4, knowing what they want. And 5, how do they change as a result of what you've done? Now, I think that's very good, but it's too limiting, because finding out who you are is dependent on what you do for other people, and then finding out how they regard what you're doing for them. So in a way, you're dependent upon how they react to you, and I don't like that so much. I have 4 questions, and if you are able to find your answers, then I think this will be of great help to you. The first question is, who am I? And you're not your body. You're much more than that. Question number 2, where do I come from? Now, that's a big question. And it's not just your mother's womb, because that's where your body came from. But the soul, the real you, where does that come from? And number 3, what am I doing here? Number 4, where am I going? Now, I actually like to use the protocol that was given to me by Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi, who died in the 70s, but he comes to visit me psychically, spiritually, from time to time, and he gave me some very good guidance. His principle is 3 points. The first one is self-inquiry. Number 2 is surrender to self, and number 3, pay attention. So let me just explain. Number 1, self-inquiry. Ask your higher self, what is my destiny? What is my life purpose? Whatever question. Your higher self or your soul knows. What is a little more challenging is your ability to hear what your higher self is telling you. Because the higher self talks with a very gentle voice, and we are so full of clutter that we don't hear anything other than louder clutter that comes from the television and outside traffic noises and people shouting and screaming and fighting and wars and all those dramas and traumas. So the idea is to learn how to listen to your higher self. So what I did, I'm good at this now. I'm very good at it, but it took me a while. Started like this. You ask your higher self more than once in a day, several times, many times. And then you have the thought, or even speak out loud so you could hear yourself speaking, that you surrender to your higher self, which is trusting your higher self. I trust your higher self. I trust you to guide me. Soul, higher self, I trust you. And then pay attention. Now, this is the trickiest part, because when you ask of your higher self to give you some information, some guidance, and then you are in the process of trusting your higher self, surrendering to your higher self, there will always be some feedback from creation, from the universe. The issue is, are you paying attention? Because if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. So pay attention. It could come driving in the car, a black cat walks, or a beaver or a deer or whatever, because they all represent messages, all these animals. And if you're not sure, let me know. I've got a book. They are books. And you may see a hawk, the messenger. You may see other things. Somebody may come along and talk to you or say something. It's for you to get sensitive to the messages that come to you through the universe, through creation, as a result of your inquiry of your higher self. And you will get this feedback. You will get it. Just pay attention. If you feel that you are interested in all these things that I'm talking about, please go on the internet. There are many other people talking about it, although I don't know too many, to be honest with you. Write to me down below, send me a message, go to my website, send me an email, a message on the contact page. My website address, as I said, is down below. And ask me. I'll be happy. I'm here to be of service if I can be. Why am I doing this? Because the more people who are able to attain some greater degree of balance, inner balance, will provide us all with a greater possibility of us actually making more positive choices and actions in this life and live life better by increasing the number of people who are doing this. We stand a better chance of actually making some great, wonderful, positive changes on this planet. And let's face it, we need positive changes. We require positive changes, definitely, as soon as possible. Thank you very much for following me on this road less traveled, and I'll see you next time.